Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Amazing Shinsengumi Heroes in Love. We are on Chapter 2 with Soji. You're quite worrisome. Not much to say since we just started living with him. So, let's see how this goes. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. It might have been from walking around in a wet kimono last night, but the next day I had a splendid cold. I don't think splendid is a good word to describe a cold. It might have been because my tension eased up considerably.
Weren't you the one who's supposed to be looking after me?
Next to the futon I was sleeping in, Soji let out a sigh.
How did I end up getting stuck with taking care of you?
I'm sorry. I tried to get up so I wouldn't cause him any more trouble. Despite my efforts, things did not go well as I felt dizzy from the fever. Unexpectedly, I felt something cold hit my forehead. It seemed to be a wet towel.
What, he just slapped me with a wet towel? Why don't you get some sleep? I'll be here for you.
Soji. Let's see. Are you going to stay by my side? Are you going to stay by my side?
I'm not doing it for you. There's a book I wanted to read. It's easy to concentrate here because it's quiet.
Still, it's reassuring to know that you'll be here with me.
You're a woman of few desires, aren't you? As long as I'm here, I wouldn't mind showing you a little kindness.
Soji read his book as he sat next to my futon. The room was silent, and for some reason the sound of him turning pages was rather loud. You're keeping me up, buddy. Even with the dizziness from my fever, I had trouble sleeping due to how nervous I was.
Oh, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Is there something on my face?
No, it's just so pretty. Even though he was supposed to be concentrating on his book, Soji looked up and spoke to me. No, He noticed. My face reddened even more than before. Soji didn't pursue any further. He quietly soaked the towel in water and placed it on my forehead.
Oh, it's so pretty there! It seems like you can't sleep. Do you want to talk?
He asked me, leaving his hand on top of the towel as if to console me. Is that okay? I thought you were reading your book.
Well, I can't concentrate when I'm being stared at so intently. I'll start reading again as soon as you fall asleep. Then again, I can't talk about anything too interesting. All I can talk about is the Shinsengumi, or about being a soldier. The Shinsengumi was renamed September of last year. The shape of the Shinsengumi has also changed around that time as well. The military put forth regulations, and our duties were revised. It paved the way for a new beginning.
So we're just going to get a history lesson on the Shinsengumi from him, because that's all he knows? You've been here even before that?
I've been participating since it was an organization of masterless samurai. I'm indebted to Captain Kondo's Sheikan Dojo. I also met Vice Captain Hijikata around that time as well. Most of the central figures of the Shinsengumi came from the Sheikan Dojo. Shinpachi, Heisuke, Sanosuke. Even Hajime went there for a period of time. He disappeared for a while, but we met again in Kyoto. That roughly brings us back to the present. Do you have any questions?
Ask about the Sheikan Dojo. What kind of place is the Sheikan Dojo?
It's the dojo dedicated to the Tenin Rishinryu style of swordsmanship. Many swordsmen from other schools gathered there. Sanosuke uses a spear. I think everyone was captivated by Captain Kondo's personality. Actually, the number of students increased when Captain Kondo was put in charge. And so the people who remain here, I'm sure they were captivated by Captain Kondo. I am one of those people. I'm sure Vice Captain Hijikata was one of those people as well.
Whenever Soji talks about Isami, he's always so happy. He really admires him. I started to doze off. This may have been the consequence of getting too comfortable. I want to talk to Soji some more. Falling asleep would be such a waste, but Soji's voice was so soothing. I wish I could hear it! Before I knew it, my consciousness faded. I felt something cold on my forehead. I opened my eyes in surprise. The room had become a bit dim. Soji? I spoke to the person sitting next to me to see who changed the wet towel.
Soji has left.
A faint voice replied. His voice was bland. I couldn't discern any sort of emotion from his words. This man is... Is that you, Hajime? Sorry for troubling you. You came all the way here to check up on me. Thank you so much.
You don't need to thank me. More importantly, take good care of Soji.
Hajime silently stood up. With a bow, he left the room. He really only came to see how I was doing. Alone again, I suddenly felt anxious. I wonder where Soji went. Even though he said he would be here with me, I felt lonely. Even if he's a busy person, I still feel a little lonely. It's so strange. I didn't feel this way when Hajime left the room. Without Soji here with me, I felt very anxious. And I only just met him! Something must have been wrong with me. If I told that to Soji, I'm sure he'd laugh. Or would he be surprised? As I thought that, the door near the hallway suddenly flew open. With our back facing the setting sun, someone peeked in.
What have we here? While I was out, it got dark all of a sudden.
This voice, it's... Soji?
What's wrong? You sound like you're about to break down in tears. Were you really that lonely while I was out?
He had a teasing tone. Without even looking my way, he went across the room and lit a paper lantern.
How are you feeling? You were fast asleep a while ago.
Thanks to you, I feel a lot better. Soji sat next to my pillow and reached for the wet towel on my forehead.
Huh? It's still cold. Did you change it yourself? Or did someone come here?
Oh yeah, Hajime was just here to...
Oh, really now? Hajime came.
Soji looked relieved after hearing that.
He's cool, isn't he? He's always silent and seems uncaring, but he's actually very attentive to other people.
You two get along well, don't you?
Yes, I respect him. His swordsmanship is first class. I'd like to have a fight to the death with him someday.
Really? You respect him that much? Fight to the death?
I mean, a sword fight. If we had one of us would most likely end up dead.
Soji smiled when I was startled. It must have been a joke. I was surprised at how happy he was.
He wouldn't disappoint me, with his skill level. Then again, I have no desire to actually do it.
Of course not.
My life is in Captain Kondo's hands. That is the only way I live my life.
Oh, he's very dedicated. He said so frankly. It was as if he pushed away every other possibility. However, he looked content. I thought how much of a real samurai he was. Once again, I realized that.
Well, that's right. I was about to forget. Drink this.
Soji sounded like he remembered something and took out a package from his sleeve. Is it cold medicine?
What else would I have given you to drink?
Oh, nothing. But why did you get something like that? 'Cause I'm sick? Did he leave to get me some medicine? I felt grateful. Thank you. You went out of your way to get this medicine for me.
I did it because I don't have time to take care of you every day. If you don't hurry up and get better, you'll cause me a lot of trouble. That way I can feel at ease and work productively again.
Soji prepared a teapot and poured boiling water into a teacup. He then mixed in the medicine. I tried to lift myself up, but I wavered a bit. Still, I felt better than I had felt that afternoon.
Are you okay?
I suppose I looked feeble, because Soji put his arm around my back to support me. Holding me up with one hand, he took the teacup with his other.
Can you drink this?
He put the cup closer to my mouth. No! Surprised, I instinctively shook my head. When he meant was if I could drink it on my own, but it didn't come across that way.
I have no choice then.
Is he gonna make me drink mouth to mouth?
If you can't drink it, then shall I feed it to you mouth to mouth?
What? That's... In any case, I was embarrassed. What do you mean mouth to...
Oh, what's wrong? Your face is bright red all of a sudden. It looks like your fever has risen. You need to drink the medicine. Face this way.
No way! I'm not mentally prepared! In a panic, I was making a fuss when I suddenly heard him burst into laughter.
Just kidding. It was just a joke. Did you take me seriously?
He said as he chuckled. A joke? You were teasing me? I frowned angrily as I replied.
Sorry. Your reaction was just too cute. I had to. I guess I should have actually done it. Then again, I would have felt sorry for you.
He sounded a little disappointed. My anger somehow disappeared. Feel sorry, huh? Did I really look that disgusted? In the end, we didn't do mouth to mouth, but Soji kept his other hand around my back. It may have been because his face was too close, but either way I was nervous. I was about to spill my drink because of that.
Hey, you really can't drink it by yourself,
he said, astounded as he took the teacup. Again, he took the cup and put it near my mouth. This time I was still and allowed him to do it. After drinking the medicine, Soji wiped my lips with his hand.
You finally drank it. You are quite worrisome. Oh, and did you pretend you couldn't drink it so I would give it to you mouth to mouth?
Of course not! I overreacted in response to his badgering. I felt like my temperature was about to rise again. Soji had a mischievous smile on his face. I wondered why. It was as if... Is he sad? Why would he have a mischievous smile if he was sad? That was what it felt like. Was it just my imagination? I smiled back at Soji as I was talking to myself. Next chapter, chapter 3, is Aren't You Scared? And those will be the next night because, yeah, I'm done reading for tonight. I gotta get some stuff done and then go to bed. At a reasonable hour for once. Well, yep, it seems like his chapters are just as short as Sanosuke's were. I mean, of course, we've only read 2, but we'll see how things go along. He's already more friendly than I thought he would be. I thought he would be more difficult to get close to and, you know, be more teasing and a little bit mean and harsh, but nope. No tsundere here, just a bit of a tease. I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.